Thank you, Sheriff. Welcome to you all this evening for our monthly meeting of Sullivan County Commission. I'd like to, we always start off with an invocation, and we have a guest tonight. I'd like to recognize Commissioner John Gardner in the well for the introduction.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the privilege this evening of introducing Reverend James T. Scales III from Kingsport. He has been the senior pastor of Central Baptist Church in Kingsport since March of this year. Reverend Scales is a native of Rogersville, Tennessee, graduating, Mr. Stidham. He graduated from Cherokee High School in 2012. He completed the Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and History from King University in 2016, the Master of Education from King University in 2018, and Master of Divinity from Liberty University in 2021. He was ordained in 2019 and served as the Associate Minister at Mount Zion Baptist Church before becoming Youth and Young Adult Minister at Central Baptist in January of 2020. He is also social studies teacher and assistant boys basketball coach at my alma mater, Albans Bennett High School. Additionally, Reverend Scales is on the board of directors of Bible Study 2 Ministries, as well being involved in additional community outreach initiatives. Reverend Scales married his wife, Erin, in 2018, and they welcomed their first child in May of 2021. Commissioners and Mayor, it's my privilege to introduce Reverend James T. Scales III, pastor of Central Baptist Church of Kingsport.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Gardner. Let us pray together. Eternal God, how we do give you thanks on this day. We thank you for your grace and for your mercy. We thank you for these assembled. We thank you for these leaders. We thank you, O God, and ask for your divine will and your Holy Spirit, that you would lead us and guide us in every decision, every direction, that we may discern your will, your word, and your way. Bless this time together. We ask, O God, even in the difficult moments of decision making, that your spirit of peace and that your very spirit would allow them to come together as one, and that everything that is done be for the good of your people and for the glory of your name. And we ask it all in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Scales. We have another special guest with us, and I'll do that right before I ask the sheriff to do the pledge. Mayor Paul Montgomery, who I was with Mayor Montgomery, recently elected to Kingsport. Paul, nice to have you with us. I was with Paul yesterday, and he said he was 18 days old. Paul, I hope your 19th day has been as good as the previous day. Thank you. Sheriff, would you lead us in the pledge, sir?
Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Like all of our members are in their respective seats, so Madam Clerk, as you take the roll. And Lord Open, please record your presence for posterity. everyone checked in? Madam Clerk, take the roll.
20 present, 4 absent.
Thank you. The board says total seats is 28, I don't guess that matters, but, next item up on our agenda is proclamations. And if I may, at the request of the commissioner, I have proclaimed Sullivan County Day. Whereas Sullivan County was established October 30th, 1779 by the North Carolina Assembly. And whereas Sullivan County remained a part of North Carolina until 1789, where it was placed in the United States Territory south of the River Ohio. And whereas in 1796 it became part of the great state of Tennessee. And whereas this month marks the 245th year of Sullivan County's distinguished heritage as the epitome of American democracy, providing its citizenry with direct governance and service at the local level. And whereas the County Commission meets monthly on the third Thursday of each month of the year and wishes to encourage continued and increased attendance of county residents at these meetings. And whereas Sullivan County Commission wants to raise public awareness and understanding of the workings of county government while celebrating the rich history of our county as we approach Sullivan County's centennial. Now therefore, I, Richard Venables, County Mayor, and on behalf of the Sullivan County Commission serving 2022-2026, hereby proclaim the third Thursday of October to be recognized and celebrated as Sullivan County Day. And that's at the request of Commissioner Jessica, and I will present this to her. We will keep it in the courthouse, and every October, Jessica, we will celebrate Sullivan County Day up until our centennial, and that's a mouthful to say. And let me say at this point in time, Jessica called me and said, in commemoration of important dates that have happened to us, I would like a proclamation. And I, as mayor, agreed to that. Any commissioner may request this office for a worthy cause to do a proclamation. So I want you to know that. I don't think that's ever been said. I do get proclamations in my office that do not yet have commissioner support. So we've dealt with this for a couple of years, and I found that we don't have time to check out every letter that we get to determine whether they are worthy of your recognition and support. So I'm going to appoint an anonymous 3-person committee for those proclamations to go to. I won't announce the members of that committee because they don't need that pressure. But I will ask them to investigate those opportunities for the county commission to recognize worthy causes. That's the way we'll handle them, and that's the way we've handled this one. Is there anybody here with the Family Court Awareness Month? Probably not, and this is one that we have investigated, and I deem, and that's why I want a committee to help me do that. But if I can, let me read this proclamation. Family Court Awareness Month. Whereas the mission of Family Court Awareness Month is to increase awareness of the importance of family court systems that prioritizes child safety and acts in the interest of children. Whereas the mission of FCAM is fueled by the desire to create awareness and change in the family court system for the conservatively estimated 58,000 children a year ordered into unsupervised contact, physical and sexual abuse parents, hundreds of children who have been reported as murdered during visitation with a dangerous parent. Whereas the mission of FCAM is to increase awareness of the importance of empirical-based education and training on domestic violence, childhood trauma, child sexual abuse, coercive control, post-separation abuse for all professionals working on cases in the family court system. Whereas the mission of FCAM is to increase awareness of the importance of using scientifically valid, evidence-based treatment programs and services that are proven in terms of safety, effectiveness, and therapeutic value. Now, therefore, I, Richard Boone, County Mayor, on behalf of the Sullivan County Commission, hereby declare every month of February to be Family Court Awareness Month. I encourage all residents to support their local communities' effort to prevent the harm of children in the hands of family members and to honor and value the lives of children. And I have signed that on the 19th of September. So we will forward that to the family court system. And that concludes our proclamations for today. We have a couple of appointments that require county commission approval. Get through a stack of paper here. Okay, the first one is the nomination of Drew Deacons to the Sullivan County Regional Planning Commission, the term of September 2024 to September 2028, to fill the vacancy caused by the expiration of the previous term. Do we have a motion to Commissioner Gardner, second by Commissioner Crawford? We have that on the board, David? Don't have it on the board. Madam Clerk, since this is a statutory appointment, I'd like for you to call the roll for the vote and motion to approve the appointment of Mr. Dickens to Sullivan County Regional Planning Commission. People do extremely important work. Madam Clerk.
Akers. Absent. Calton. Absent. Carr.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Crawford.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Crossley.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Glover.
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horn.
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Locke.
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes.
Means.
Yes.
Pierce.
Yes.
Slagle.
Yes.
Stidham.
Yes.
Vanover.
Yes.
And Ward.
Yes, ma'am.
Did somebody come in late?
I believe Joe Burrow.
Joe. 22 yes, 2 absent.
There is necessary majority motion is adopted. Mr. Deacons is appointed to Sullivan County Regional Planning Commission. Next nomination is Larissa Faulkner of Sullivan County Library Board of Trustees to fill the vacancy created by the departure of Ms. Paula Mullins. So we have a motion to accept that appointment, trustee board Crawford and Gardner and Cross. And Mr. Cross is the county commission member of the Sullivan County Library Board. We have a motion second. Any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Akers. Absent. Calton. Absent. Carr.
Yes.
Cole.
Yes.
Crawford.
Yes.
Cross.
Yes.
Crossley.
Yes.
Gardner.
Yes.
Glover.
Yes.
Harvey.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Horn.
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Leonard.
Yes.
Locke.
Yes.
McMurray.
Yes.
Means.
Yes.
Pierce.
Yes.
Slagle.
Yes.
Stidham.
Yes.
Vanover.
Yes.
and Ward. Would anyone like to change their vote? 22 yes, 2 absent.
Have received necessary majority, Mrs. Fulton is appointed to the Sullivan County Library Board of Trustees. Next up, and not on your agenda, is an item that we handle every September. The commission has the opportunity to reorganize itself and to elect and appoint members of our standing committees and the peripheral committees of the county commission. It is the statutory requirement that the mayor appoint the budget committee, and I will do that so at a later date, but the first thing we're supposed to do is to elect the county chairman. And to do that, I generally ask the chairman pro tem, Mr. Gardner, is a potential candidate, so I've asked Mr. Street, our county attorney, to hold the election for county mayors, and he will hold that in accordance with the local rules. So, Mr. Street, if you'll come forward and hold the election for county mayor for the next term.
Okay, the floor will be open for nominations for chairman of the county commission. Let's see, Commissioner, I was going to call on you. This is the first time I've tried to do this. Commissioner Harvey.
Thank you. I respectfully nominate John Gardner.
Second. There's a motion and a second for John Gardner. Any other nominations? Commissioner Jones.
I'd like to put the name of the county mayor, Richard Venable, as chairman of the commission.
Very well. I don't believe nominations require a second. So that would be Richard Venable and John Gardner at this time. Any other nominations? Can we get a motion? I'm sorry. Commissioner Gardner, do you wish to speak?
I do. Thank you, County Attorney. Out of respect to the commission, I've been asked to do this before, and I've really thought through it a great deal, and out of respect to the commission, I do accept your nomination. I thank you very much.
You do accept the nomination?
I do accept the nomination.
Very well. Will there be any other nominations?
Nomination cease.
Motion to cease nominations. Is there a second? Any discussion on that? Without discussion, we'll assume nominations will cease. Declare that to be over, so we will have an election now between Richard Venable and John Gardner. So will we do that by roll call? We'll do that by roll call. You must name the individual that you wish to vote for. You have to get 13 votes because every seat in the commission is full, and any action taken by the county commission requires 13 votes. If we don't get 13 votes, let's decide now what we would do. Would you want to vote again, or how would you want to handle that? I mean, I guess some people could not vote. Vote again? Okay, that's the way we'll proceed. All right, Madam Clerk, if you could call the roll.
Carr. Cole. Crawford.
Abstain for cause.
Let's see, let me interrupt for a second before we get into trouble. I was trying to think if that removes you from the majority. If you have a conflict, the statute says if you abstain for cause, you're not counted in the number to determine would you consider that to apply to you, Commissioner? Okay, well, that will now reduce, let's see, there will be 23 votes, so 12 votes will now suffice. Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead, Madam Clerk.
Cross.
Gardner.
Crosswhite,
Venable.
Gardner,
Abstain for now.
Glover,
Gardner.
Harvey. Gardner. Hayes,
Gardner.
Horn, Iverson,
Abstain. Is that for cause or you just passing? For now. Okay.
Jones,
Venable.
King,
Gardner.
Leonard,
Venable.
Locke,
Gardner.
McMurray,
Gardner.
Means, Gardner, Pierce,
Gardner.
Slagle,
Gardner.
Stidham,
Gardner.
Vanover,
Venable.
and Ward.
Gardner.
Would anyone like to change their vote?
Commissioner Gardner?
Would you like to vote?
Yes.
Aker,
Gardner.
Commissioner Gardner, did you wish to be recognized?
Yes, I wish to undo vote myself.
would anyone like to change their vote? Six yes, 15 no, 1 absent, 3 abstaining.
Can we redirect that count to, I assume you meant counting for Gardner or Venable?
What are you asking?
You need to say how many Gardner got.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Pardon me, I'm sorry. Venable, 6, Gardner, 15, 1 absent, 3 abstain. 2 abstain, I'm sorry.
The record will reflect that Commissioner Gardner has been elected chairman. He will now take over the chair. However, I wonder if we should, I'll defer to the commission to ask. I'm sorry. Oh, you want to do this? Okay. You want me to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we'll go ahead and do the election for the pro temp. What I was going to say is I wonder if we should recognize Mayor Venable for his many, many years as chairman before we proceed on. But we'll come back to that in one moment. So let's hold the election for chairman pro temp. The floor is now open for nominations.
Nominate Zane Vanover.
Mr. Vanover, no second is required.
I'll say one.
Okay, consider that a second. Any other nominations? Mr. Stidham, Commissioner Stidham.
I'd like to withdraw my name on that.
Mr. Stidham has respectfully withdrawn his name, so
I'll make Mark Iverson.
Commissioner Iverson. Any other nominations? Could I, assuming there are none, can we hear a motion to oppose
Nomination.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
So we will now proceed to a vote for Chairman Pro Temp between Commissioner Iverson and Commissioner Vanover. What? What'd I say? Oh, I'm sorry. There's we used to have a building commissioner. I'm sorry. Okay, so you must vote again. When your name is called, please name who you're voting for.
Aker,
Vanover.
Calton, absent, Carr,
Vanover.
Cole,
Vanover.
Crawford,
Iverson.
Cross,
Iverson.
Crosswhite,
Vanover, could do right either.
Gardner,
Vanover, please.
Glover,
Iverson.
Harvey,
Is that for cause or just your passing? Pass.
Hayes,
Vanover.
Horn,
Vanover.
Iverson,
Abstain.
Jones,
Iverson.
King, Leonard,
Vanover.
Locke,
Vanover.
McMurray. I'm sorry,
Iverson.
Means,
Same.
Pierce,
Vanover.
Slagle,
Iverson.
Stidham,
Pass.
Vanover,
Stay for now.
Ward.
Vanover.
Would anyone like to change their vote?
Yeah, let's make it easy. Vanover.
Vanover 12, Iverson 7, 2 abstain. Can't read my writing, I'm sorry. 4 abstain, 1 absent.
Well, that's, Madam Clerk, your arithmetic has been questioned.
Do we want to revote?
Just check the count first. Check the total.
Right, and I worked that out and added it to Vanover.
Good as well. Okay, so I'll propose, if you would call out the, Vanover vote, which is sure left out, but I'll leave it up to you.
I was wrong.
I'll change my vote, Vanover. There we go.
Okay, you got this. Well, let the record reflect that two commissioners changed their vote, and Commissioner Iverson has withdrawn his name respectfully, so that would result. Commissioner Jones?
I believe by Robert's rules, you cannot change your vote after the vote is called.
That is, yeah, she'd already announced the results, but, let's go back to the motion on the floor. The count was announced at 12, that's inadequate. That will not suffice to elect the chairman pro tem. Now, do we have does Commissioner Iverson wish to be recognized
Yes, sir, I'd like to withdraw my name.
Okay, we still, Commissioner Iverson has withdrawn his name, we still stand at 12 votes. Now we're going to vote again if we assume the vote was called, which it was. Not last, it's recounted, so we'll have to vote again.
Okay.
Or we can vote by acclamation.
Yes.
Is that the consensus? Is everybody ready to vote? Can I have a vote indicate by aye that you vote to elect Commissioner Vanover, if I get it right this time, as our President Pro Tem. All those who are in favor indicate please by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, I believe we made it. Now, I would like, with all due respect to our mayor, who has served respectfully for many, many years as our chairman, I would like to assume that you'd give him an opportunity to speak if he wishes to speak, which he either does or does not. He does, so I'll let him speak.
Mr. Carter, would you please vote in the event? I do believe that I overheard the results of the election, and it's John's making his way up here. I will ask him to recognize me as well. Quickly as I can pass this gavel on. John, congratulations, and I present you this and use it well. And often.
Before I recognize the Mayor Venable, I want to recognize you. I want to thank you. I was elected pro temp in 2018. The first thing I said was that's one of the hardest things you can do is be asked your first day to choose one of us over the other. And that's a hard thing because us first we're friends. We're actually each other's extended family. I see most of you more than I do a lot of my family. In some cases, that's okay. But we won't always agree. We won't ever disrespect. And it's a pleasure that you have honored me with this. This is not something that I take lightly. It was something I thought about through the last months. And with your encouragement, I really appreciate it. And the best thing we can do is not look left, not look right, but look forward. And I look forward to working with each and every one of you. And Commissioner Vanover, I enjoyed being pro temp for 6 years, and I can't think of anybody better to assume that position. Anything I can help you in that, hope you'll let me know. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. At this time, I'd like to recognize our mayor that has served us very well, and I appreciate him very much, Mayor Venable.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the commission, we voted, and that's the way it ought to be. And I congratulate Chairman Gardner on his win. I wanted to address you all just to tell you what an honor and a pleasure it's been to serve with you from that chair. But there are other ways to serve, and I will continue to serve with you as mayor from a chair back here somewhere. And I have researched, and 6 of my colleagues in the 1st District have served as mayor and not chairman, and I expect to take some lessons from them. So, again, it's been quite an honor. John and I met yesterday afternoon, and John, the gracious person that he is, has always withdrawn his name from consideration when nominated. And he came up to visit yesterday afternoon, and I advised John before he told me what he was coming to visit for that I thought this year he should not withdraw. That the commission needed an opportunity to vote. So that vote is behind us. I won't even know who did or who didn't, but I do look forward to working with you with the challenges we have ahead for this commission and this county as mayor. And I value that office greatly, and as I have value the service and the chair of this commission. So, John, I wish you Godspeed. The commission, I wish you good wishes as you go forward. And very, very tough issues. So, thank you very much. Thank you for the memories. And John, as I said, use that gavel early and often. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Earlier today, I'd sent out before we get back on the calendar, earlier today, I'd sent out a letter with some things that I have thought is important that we do. This has come up a couple of times. That we have a chair pro temp, and there's been times that we've had to maneuver that a little bit because we've had Mayor Venable and I haven't always been on the same page as far as our calendars are concerned, and I mentioned in a letter that I see the need for the appointment of a deputy chair, a third person, and I would actually like to enter the name someone that I work very closely with. I've known him since before he was born. And he's a good friend of mine. He's my district mate. He's a great commissioner. At this point in time, I'd actually like for you to enter the name of Hunter Locke for the position of deputy chair, sir, if you would be interested in it. We haven't talked about this, but I would actually like you to consider filling in for me and Mr. Vanover during those times that he or I might not be available. Is that appropriate? Mr. Street, to have a backup person? Up to the commission. At this point in time, I'd like to offer that in the form of a verbal amendment. If Commissioner Locke would be interested in the position, I would actually like for us to put that to vote, if anyone would like to.
It'd be an honor to be deputy chair for Sullivan County, and I appreciate the appointment, and I accept that.
Commissioner Haynes, you're recognized. I'm trying, there you go.
Will this come to a vote, or is this something you're just appointing?
Attorney Street has advised me that it would be a vote. And I've entered the name of Commissioner Law. I'll recognize Commissioner Jones.
Okay, I'd like to nominate Hunter Locke as the deputy chair.
Commissioner Jones.
Are you asking us to vote on creating a new position? There's nothing in our local rules that has a deputy position.
That is correct. I'm asking for a.
We would have to vote to create a position.
Yes, but it's
before
not.
you can appoint.
Exactly. That's what I'm asking you guys about right now.
To create a
Yes, sir.
position, not a person for that
I've
position.
entered the name of Commissioner Locke. That's who I would like to have fill that seat.
But we have to create the position before we can nominate someone to
Anyone would
be in
like
it.
to be recognized for that purpose. Commissioner Cross?
Just a point of clarity, I believe this vote would be to create the position and name someone for it simultaneously.
In that order. In that
Correct.
order.
Correct.
The position, then the person.
Correct.
Commissioner Iverson?
I'm not against creating a position, I'm not against the person that you're talking about.
I understand.
But I'd really like to know what the position description is before is this the hierarchy, that he'd be third, he'd be above pro temp, because he's an assistant?
No,
I'd just like to know a little bit more.
It'd be chair, pro temp, then deputy, in that order.
And the duties would be?
To fill in when needed as chair, to fill in on a very temporary, as needed basis. Mr. Slagle.
Make a motion that we move to a vote on creation of the position of deputy chair.
Proper motion, is there a second? Proper motion, properly seconds, or any discussion? Since we've not had time to put this on the board, we can do a roll call vote for the motion would read creation of deputy chair.
Akers,
No.
Calton, absent. Carr,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Crawford,
No.
Cross,
Yes.
Crosswhite,
No.
Gardner,
Yes.
Glover,
Yes.
Harvey,
No.
Hayes,
No.
Warren,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Jones,
No.
King,
No.
Leonard,
Yes.
Locke,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Means,
Yes.
Pierce,
Yes.
Slagle,
Yes.
Stidham,
Yes.
Vanover,
Yes.
and Ward.
Yes,
Would anyone like to change their vote? 16 yes, 7 no, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of those cast, the motion carries. Ms. Means, do you renew your nomination for Commissioner Locke? Any other nominations? Commissioner Crossland.
I'd like to nominate David Akers, please.
Did you decline the nomination, sir? Commissioner Aker declines the nomination. Commissioner Harvey.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Iverson.
Thank you.
Commissioner Iverson declines the nomination. Anyone else seeking recognition? Without objection, Madam Clerk, call roll, please.
Akers,
Yes.
Calton, absent. Carr,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Crawford,
Yes.
Cross,
Yes.
Crosswhite,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Glover,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
King,
Yes.
Leonard,
Yes.
Locke,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Means,
Yes.
Pierce,
Yes.
Slagle,
Yes.
Stidham,
Yes.
Vanover,
Yes.
and Ward.
Yes, ma'am.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received, thank you, Madam Clerk, having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, Hunter Locke is elected Deputy Chair of the Sullivan County Commission for the year 2024 to 2025. Commissioner Locke, do you wish to address the commission, sir?
I want to thank all my commissioner district mates, 1 through 11, for the confidence you have in me. To move the county forward. I'll do the best I can, and the ability, this is a new position, and hopefully we don't have to come to the point where I do get in the chair, but we will make it. We will make it together forward and move this county forward, and I just want to say thank you all.
I say we put him in tonight, y'all. Thank you, Commissioner Locke. Next Next order without objection is the approval of commission minutes of August 8, 2024, rezoning hearing work session, meeting on August 9, 2024, called session August 15th, monthly meeting. We've had quite a few meetings in the last month. That's good.
Motion to approve.
Proper motion by Commissioner Crawford, second by Commissioner Locke. Any discussion on the minutes as printed? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your votes on the approval of commission minutes. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change her vote? Madam Clerk?
23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, minutes are approved. Without objection, next order is approval of notary publics. Madam Clerk, we have a list of notaries this month.
I do.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Jan Allen, Hannah J. Amix, Ruby Whitley Blevins, Alan Lee Bowman, Wallace McClure Boyd III, Brandy Carson, Brittany Lee Castle, Kelly E. Churchwell, Donna K. Coffey, Jenna Elizabeth Pumpkin, Richard Ingram Corum, Colton D. Cowden, Lori Ray Ann Danielle, Michael Gregory Dickinson, Alberta Lynn Dunn, Valerie K. Fields, Brittany Michelle Franks, Catherine Jeffrey, Cole Alexander Green, Keith A. Hobson, Justin Taylor Horn, Laura Hull, Tammy V. Jane, Stephanie L. Jones, Ralph T. King, Teresa G. Laney, Tyler Laughlin, Becky S. Lawrence, Amy Rena Livesay, Mackenzie Long, Lee N. Matney, Jesse McMurray, Renee Mullins, Jamie Mullins, Denise Y. Myers, Tia Danae Peace, Michaela Perez, Sandy K. Porter, Marquita Reed, Angelina Nicole Rutherford, Jeremy Salyer, Susan Lynn Salyer, Diane Smith, Dana Marie Smith, Alexander Nathalie Smith, Jessica S. Steele, Dawn Marie Sweden, Alicia R. Trivett, Jim Wagner, Jennifer Danielle Warren, Destiny Ann Marie Welch, Rebecca White, and Tonda Williams.
You've heard the list. Is there any discussion on the list of notaries as printed? Proper motion to approve by Commissioner Cole, second by Eckert and Cross. Any further discussion? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on the notaries. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
22 yes, 1 abstain, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the vote cast, approval of notaries is approved. Next order is public comment. We'll recess for the purpose of public comment. Is there anyone here that would like to address the commission for public comment but didn't get the opportunity to sign the sheet? If, I'll meet you down there. I'll let you sign it, or I'll give it to them. Thank you, sir. Anyone that wishes to sign it, feel free, please. And this is just a reminder that public comment is not a question answer. This is our time to hear from you. And you'll be given 3 minutes uninterrupted. If you will, please state your name and your address. And if you're not comfortable giving us your address, please come up and give it to the clerk so we can have it for our electronic record. And we have 30 minutes set aside for the public comment portion. I'm going to recognize everyone in the order that they signed the sheet. First, Melinda Morrell. If you will, introduce yourself, give us your name, address, and have 3 minutes uninterrupted.
Okay. Hi, I'm Melinda Morrell. I live at 848 Howard Creek Road. Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to speak. On Tuesday night, the public asked the Planning Commission to not adopt the Sullivan County Outdoor Recreation and Sustainable Tourism and Land Use Plan. As of Tuesday night, the Planning Commission thankfully did not vote on adoption. However, there are several items of which you should be aware. I agree with the conclusion in the executive summary on page 170 where it states, quote, "There does not appear to be a critical need to change any local zoning code nor develop any further overlay district," end quote. The story changes when you read the fine print. For example, the following statements appear to be in direct conflict with the verbal explanations given by the Planning Commission to the community, as well as the executive summary's conclusion. These include page 157, which states, quote, objectives for such future overlay district are outlined below, and this district should encompass lands located within a half mile of the center line of the South Wilson River and its tributaries. Or page 151, which states, quote, objectives and policy refer to the guiding principles and actionable strategies that shape the future development and management of recreational resources within the community. Such statements have caused great concern to the public and are inconsistent with the stated conclusion that I quoted. This 196-page plan took 18 months to prepare, and publishing to the community occurred on September 12th, only 5 days to review and comment on the final plan prior to the planning meeting. This is contrary to the timeline provided on page 14 of the plan. It's also concerning that on page 191 and 192 of the plan that the newspaper noticed a meeting that was published the day after the meeting was held. This begs the question, how else has the public been misled, and what other fine print have we not found? If time permitted, I could share numerous instances of inconsistencies, cherry-picked statements, and evidence within the plan that does not support adoption. Indeed, I attempted to provide this information to the Planning Commission on Tuesday's meeting and was cut short doing so. If the facts and statement contained within the report were consistent with the conclusion, I would not be here speaking. I urge you to take action. I urge you to squash further finalization and adoption of this. If you will not, then I respectfully request that you do the following. 1, please allow the community to ensure that what has been verbally communicated at the planning meetings and outside planning meetings by the Planning Commission is factual and consistent with what is actually written. 2, add page numbers and version numbers so that the public may make a clear record and for the committee's benefit. 3, update the plan, including a full summary of changes and allow the community to access the updated plan. And 4, inform the public of the posting which was not adequately done the last time. In conclusion, we should not invest more time to fix this flawed plan, and it should not be adopted after all. The conclusion was that nothing needs changed. Thank you for your time, and I'm happy to discuss further any questions that you may have regarding any of the statements that I made tonight.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, Teddy Adler. Please come. You've been here before.
Yes, many times.
Good to see you.
It's good to be back. I'm glad you all remember me. I've taught in Sullivan County 40 years, and I've been at commissions many times supporting teachers. But tonight...
Ma'am, if you could, name and address, please.
Oh, I thought everybody knew me. Teddy Adler, 605 Whispering Way, Kingsport, Tennessee.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right. I am here tonight in support of, not the teachers, but I want to speak in support of 2 programs, Recovery Resources and Bridge to Shore. My son, Craig Forrester, was addicted to drugs for many years. He was in and out of drug programs and in and out of jail. He's been clean now for 9 years. Prayers got us through this, and there are some people in this room that helped me pray, and thank you. Tonight, I would like to share the rest of the story, the AKA the clean story. Craig was sitting with some of his friends after he had been clean and straight and off of drugs for a while. The discussion was with the friends that were in the same boat that he had been in for years, and they were sharing what they thought was needed in this area to help people get off drugs. And those thoughts were housing, job opportunities, and a recovery program to help get back into society so they could give back. But this was not available anywhere nearby. So one of those people said, well, why don't we start one? And thus begins the start of Recovery Resources. Now Recovery Resources has 10 sober living houses. 7 of those are in Sullivan County, housing over 100 men. They are doing all the things I mentioned above. They're no longer on drugs. They're working. They're paying rent for housing, and they're living a productive life. I said there were over 100 men in Recovery Resources housing now. That's correct, but you don't know how many, and I don't know how many, have already graduated and are living a clean, productive life on their own. Craig's fiancée, Tia Hughes, started a similar program in Carter County called Bridge to Shore. She is hoping to find housing for her girls in Sullivan County. Both Craig and Tia have a heart for the people who struggle like they did. And I personally have seen how Recovery Resources and Bridge to Shore has not only benefited these people, but saved their lives. My son being one of those. So I'm encouraging you to support funding for these programs, all the money you can give them, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Adler. I'm going to ask for forgiveness on pronouncing your name now. Zilla? If you will, introduce yourself, and before I recognize you, ma'am, I just want to remind everybody.
Stella Honeygun. I live at 766 Shipley Third Road in Bluntmore.
Okay, but before I recognize you, ma'am, I just want to just remind everybody that comes up to keep all comments not of a personal nature, or insulting or attack. This is just our time to hear from you, and I will go ahead and recognize you now, ma'am, for 3 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, I just want to thank you commissioners for supporting our 4-H program here in Sullivan County. It is growing, and the boys and girls are learning life skills, and appreciate any help that you can come our way. We have just completed our 80th Bristol Steer and Heifer Show. It was for 80 years. As champion steer, this is where boys and girls come and showcase their animals. Some do not live on farms. People have gave them an animal to show and care for. But this is the 80th year. The champion steer came from Sullivan County. It's homegrown, and Holston Beef Company purchased it, and they have a venue at Kingsport Farmers Market. So anyway, last year's Steer and Heifer Show, the steer came from Sullivan County. Year before, it came from Sullivan County. So we are growing. We have a good leader. She helps Carrie. Miss Carrie helps the boys and girls in any program, and that you don't have to live on the farm. So there's, one of my friends was a biscuit maker, and she lived in a subdivision. So I appreciate the support that you can give to the 4-H and the youth here in Sullivan County. And one day, they may be sitting right in your seat. And I appreciate anything that you can do for the 4-H here in Sullivan County. Thank you.
Ma'am, thank you very much. Tiffany Evans. Welcome. Will introduce yourself and your address. Recognize you for 3 minutes. Thank you.
My name is Tiffany Evans. I live at 3789 Highway 126. I also am here on behalf of Carrie Kresko with 4-H. She exhibits enthusiasm, grit, and joy. As a Sullivan County teacher of over 17 years and parent of 11 years, I know that these are the kind of attributes that I want to inspire and see in my kids. That includes at home and in the classroom. They're things that we as adults need to present in our intentional actions so that our kids, students, or biological can emulate. They are attributes that our kids of Sullivan County get to see in Miss Carrie. And they're attributes that those are the same attributes that draw our kids to go to 4-H. Having taught this long, I know the kids don't build a trust overnight. And they certainly don't decide that they love something overnight unless they know that the adult that's doing it has total buy-in. With the most enthusiasm and expression of joy, she coached kids through early morning cooking when I went with them to 4-H camp. Kids don't like to get up at 5 in the morning, people. She had them up. They were going with her. When her kids, the Sullivan County 4-Hers, went and were sobbing for homesickness, she took them on walks and calmed their anxieties. She encouraged our cabin for cleanliness, and we had girls that probably weren't really enthusiastic about cleaning at home, scrubbing everything, so that they could be the first in line. However, they were left off the list 2 days in a row and had to be put at the end of the line. So I, being a volunteer, camp mom, and teacher heart, decided that I could level the playing field because they told the adults that you could give awards to the kids for having service awards. I felt that it took a lot of grit for the girls to work as hard as they did to clean, so I gave them a grit award. She took the flak on that, and now her job is on the table. So I want to speak on her behalf that our kids are her kids and she loves them, and she puts her very best into these things. So, go Carrie.
Thank you, ma'am. Jim Duquette.
Good evening, Commission. If you notice, I have a couple of their names on there.
Okay.
Would I be able to bring them up as one with us?
Or still only recognize you for 3 minutes at a time.
Can they yield their time to me?
Is there any objection to?
Yes.
There is objection. Sir, I will recognize you for three minutes. And if you will, state your name and your address, and we'll recognize you for 3 minutes uninterrupted, sir.
Would they be able to yield their time to me?
No, sir. No, sir. You have 3 minutes to use.
So one person can object? Is that how it works?
Sir?
Okay. I just wondered how. I didn't know how the law worked.
You're recognized for 3 minutes. You use it at your discretion.
Okay. Well, I'd like to first thank the Commission for listening tonight. I'm sure you guys hear a lot. And last time I was up here, I didn't get a comment from anybody when I gave up with Rocky Top Campground. I don't know if anybody's familiar with me. Anybody? Well, the reason that nobody made a comment to me last time is because the zoning office and the mayor and the county attorney asked you guys not to. And I appreciate that you guys followed her rules and did not respond to me. But to me, it's important that the truth gets out about what's going on in the planning office and the zoning office and what's going on behind the scenes.
Sir, I may not have mentioned it on the outset. I will actually start your time over because I interrupted you. May not have mentioned it on the onset, but I'd like to keep the comments not of a personal nature or attack mode of the department head.
There was nothing personal about my statement, sir.
I
didn't mention any names personal.
I'll restart your time.
Are you nervous about something, or? I mean, I'm the only person that's been addressed like this.
No, I'm not nervous at all.
Oh, well, you
I'm
acted.
gonna restart.
Okay.
I'm gonna restart the
So
time.
basically, our business has been run out of business by the planning and zoning office. We've been told that we couldn't sell propane. We've been told that we were not allowed to be open year-round. We were told that we couldn't expand. We were not even told the zoning that applied to us. Well, after going through attorneys and going to find the truth, we were found out that we were served a violation with 1 day's court notice by the county attorney's office. And we were surprised by that, but we came to find out that the affidavit that we got was incorrect, and we had 2 days' notice to be in court. And I was just surprised that the county was acting like this, and I went to the county's attorney's office and asked if the truth mattered. And the words to me by the mayor and by the attorney were no, they do not matter. And I would invite the attorney here, or the mayor, or Amber, to contradict me if that's the case, but that's the fact. Now, I sat here and watched while we lost half our revenue with bad information. It comes to find out, yes, we can sell propane. Yes, we can be open year-round. And yes, we're allowed to be in business, basically. We lost half our customers, we lost half our revenue, and you guys were asked not to speak to me. I want to know why that is and how come nobody ever had any questions about it. And how many other people in this county have been a victim of the zoning office and a victim of incorrect information, misleading information, or bad information by the zoning office. Everybody here is hardworking people. I have my family here with me tonight. They're all here. We're a family business. I invite anybody to come to our business once again to check it out. Commissioner Zanover came out with somebody else in the planning office, Andrew, and did a great job helping us work through things. We have been unable to get a meeting with anybody in charge of the zoning commission, in the planning commission office, because they refused since day one. They refused to even look at our plans or look at anything we wanted to do to grow our revenue. I was surprised that the county had no response to me, but then when we got the public records request, we saw that you guys were instructed to. And I think this county's better than that, and I think everybody sitting in this room is better than that. We're an open forum, we're a great county, and if there's regulations, this is a farming great county, if there was a regulation about what kind of color cow somebody could have, or what kind of chicken somebody could have, I'm sure that everybody would be up in arms. But because a zoning commission is using the zoning commission, the zoning and planning is using the commission like a dollhouse and picking the winners and the losers, we were chosen as a loser by the way that the zoning is. Campgrounds are not allowed to have a combination of cabins or sites when every campground in America has a combination of zoning, planning and sites. If we want to do something so much as put in a shed on our property, we need a $25,000 site plan. These are small businesses in this county, and I've had the opportunity to work with every municipality, pretty much in every state. In my past business, I was a contractor for Fannie Mae.
I will make your closing statement, sir.
Okay, well, they're going to come up.
I'll recognize it that was in your 3 minutes, sir. I appreciate you very much. Recognize Maria Duquette. Welcome. And the address, Pearl Lane, is the same?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Can
you.
I actually donate my time to
No,
the
no,
husband
ma'am.
James Duquette?
No, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, well, just to add on to what my husband James said, I just hope that everyone here can look at what's going on here with the zoning and planning, because a lot of them we were not being told the truth. We ended up having to go to court, and it ended up getting dismissed in our favor. But even though our court case is now over and we are free to do business, and we found that we can sell propane, be open year round, and we fought that battle and won. I do want everyone else to know that, like he said, if you want to get a shed on your property, you need to pay $25,000 to get a site plan to get it approved. I don't think that that's fair. A lot of small businesses get hurt by these types of regulations. So I would really appreciate if everyone could just think about small businesses here. What is good for just a few people in zoning and planning may not be good for the good of the people. I know you all want to see our business do good, I would hope, as well as other businesses. So that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Addison Duquette.
I think you can go ahead and cross those last few names off. We were all just part of our family business here to support it.
We would
Those
just
are our
like
three
to let
kids.
everybody know that you did not let us yield time to protect certain people, so we appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
We know what's going on here, and there's other people.
But thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for being not yielding our time.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Mike Scout.
Hello, I'm Mike Scout, live at 344 Rock Ledge over in Bristol, down to the river. Just like to address this river study. It's been going on. I've been to several of the planning meetings. The issue I have is there's been a large group of us meeting, outside the county offices discussing this, and the consensus of everyone who's been coming to the planning meetings, the large portion of us that have been coming, is we're having a hard time getting a clear answer. It is our contention nothing should change. Planning and zoning contends they intend to change nothing and then make wishy-washy statements like, for now, it'll be used as a guide, maybe this, maybe that. Where if we could somehow at the next commission meeting, at the next planning meeting, or a separate meeting, because there's been separate meetings about the issue, if we could just get a succinct answer as we studied it, we looked into it, nothing's changing, the end. No just ambiguous statements that continue to ruffle the feathers of us river folks. We think it's fine and over with, and then we read things or hear things that are wishy-washy, and we're like, well, what does that mean exactly? And so they contend nothing's changing, which is great, but if we could just get someone from the county side, be it the planning and zoning folks, be it the commission, someone to say it's over, nothing's changing, the end, I think that would let the group of us who've been concerned about it move on to other things, and planning and zoning to move on to other things, because I'm certain everybody has stuff to do besides fight about the grass around down by the river. So anyway, that's all I really had to say. It's just been a frustrating process trying to get a clear, precise answer as to what the plan is. And that's probably been the frustration of the 70 or 80 of us that have been talking outside the county meetings. So if we could just encourage the committee or planning zoning, like I said, someone to just come out with a clear, here's what's happening statement. I think that would alleviate a lot of the citizens' kind of stress we've been feeling about what's going to happen with our property down there. So I appreciate your time, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, sir. That completes the public comment sign-in. Anyone else wish to address the commission? Public comment. Recognize Commissioner Glover in the well. Public comment rules apply. Recognize Commissioner Glover for 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Commission. I would like to recognize a young man tonight that when Ms. Hunnigan and the others talked about 4-H, Braxton, would you come up here, would you?
Commissioner Glover, if you could give us your address as well, sir.
488 Possum Creek Road, Bluff City.
Thanks, sir.
This is Mr. Braxton Bowers from down in Piney Flats, Tennessee. And he is a 4-H cattle show. And he is proof of how the support of 4-H in Sullivan County has moved folks forward in a positive way. I'm very proud of this young man. I'm very proud of his mom and dad, his family. I have known him since he was just a little tiny fella, and he's just much bigger than I am now. Of course, that's not saying very much, is it, Brad? But I would urge this commission to support 4-H hands down in Sullivan County. And he's worked hard. Would you like to tell him about some of the steers or the heifers that you've won in the last couple of days? You don't want to comment on you have done an amazing job, and we need to keep supporting 4-H in Sullivan County to any extent that we have to do. And in the last little bit, I think some of their leadership has changed, and it might be a few months before they get someone in place to lead the 4-H kids forward and on into the future. And I want to make a point that the Sullivan County Commission, I'm going to be talking to Attorney Street later today to see if we can do anything through the commission to help make sure that these young men and women do an amazing job, move forward with 4-H in Sullivan County. They need someone in place to make sure that things keep going and moving forward. Their mothers and fathers and the rest of the family put a lot of time and effort in, and these young folks put a lot of time and effort into. It's a very hard job. It's not easy, is it, Braxton? Not at all. It's very responsible, and Ms. Huntington was talking about the R's, responsible, respect, and that's what it's all about. And I want you to say that the county commission is proud of you, we're proud of 4-H, and we're going to do what we can to make sure that 4-H in the next 6, 8 months, or whatever it takes, to keep moving forward. Thank you. Appreciate you very much.
That completes the public comment list. Without objection, the public comment portion of the agenda is closed. That brings us to our regular order of business, review of resolutions. Recognize, excuse me, I'm going to back up from that. Commissioner Crosswhite, you seek recognition, not on the resolution, correct?
I was wondering if I could bring item number 3 forward, because we have 3 different groups here to speak on that, and I hate for them to stay all night.
Okay.
So could we do that?
Is there any objection to Commissioner Crosswhite rolling items 3, just item 3, to the front of the calendar? Any objection? Without objection, recognize Commissioner Crosswhite on item number 3.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. We brought this up at the work session. It is our allocated money that we're getting from the opioids settlement, and we have 3 groups that have applied for the grant. We have Recovery Resources, Bridge to Shore Recovery, and Families Free. And I think all those groups are here. They'd like to come forward and tell exactly what they do. I think all these 3 groups are here if they'd like to come forward and tell what they do. You will understand this a lot better.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Crosswhite. You heard the explanation. I recognize our visitors in the well. Tell us who you are and who you're with.
Hi, my name is Lisa Tipton, and I'm the Executive Director of Families Free. And Families Free has been around in the region for 15 years. We have been providing classes in the Sullivan County Jail for 9 years now with women, and we also provide classes for men. We also provide all of the treatment for Judge Goodwin's Recovery Court in the 2nd Judicial District. Families Free is the administrative treatment provider for the Northeast Regional Recovery Center that your commission has so graciously supported in the past with baby doe money, and we also have services for families who are involved with Department of Children's Services. We have a substance abuse and mental health treatment facility downtown in the Providence Medical Clinic in a space that's provided by First Baptist. So we have submitted a proposal really just expand some of the case management services, parenting education, things that we do for people involved with Judge Goodwin's court, as well as families involved with Department of Children's Services.
Thank you, Mrs. Tipton. Mr. Crossline, is there anyone else you'd like to?
Yes, I know, we're going to have someone here from Recovery Resources.
My name is Craig Forster. I don't know if I need to give y'all my address, but I live at 514 Foothills Road, Kingsport, Tennessee. That was my mama that talked earlier, that was talking about the bad years and a little bit on the good years. And so I'm a guy in long-term recovery. I'm also a guy that's gotten in trouble in Knowles County. I'm a guy I'm as Sullivan County as Sullivan County gets. I graduated from Sullivan South. I did my running here, and now I do my recovery here. And I promise you, there's not a person in this room that believes more in Sullivan County recovery than myself. I got clean about 9.5 years ago, and you know, what I realized that we had a lack of resources in the area. And so we got the bright idea that we were going to start a nonprofit to help people just like myself. We thought that would be easy. I didn't know anything about starting a nonprofit. It was a little more difficult than we thought. But we opened our first men's house in Sullivan County on 1210 Pine Street in Kingsport for 8 men in June of 2021. And from there, we've opened 11 houses. 7 of those are in Kingsport or Sullivan County. We help those guys. We partner with the First Tennessee Development District to get them jobs. Our guys do such good work at the places they're employed that their employers are like, can you please bring some more guys here? So we help them get jobs. We help with case management. We help with transportation to court. I currently house or have housed, unless they've graduated from us, all of Judge Goodwin's felony men in the recovery court. I house a bunch of guys on 10 Rocks. We're on the kiosk at the Sullivan County Jail, and we, whatever the case, whatever they need help with, we try to help them with that. And I would greatly appreciate your all's support, and if there's anything that we can ever do to help you all, please let us know.
Thank you, Commissioner Cross. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were sitting down. I apologize.
It's okay. I'm Tabitha. I'm with Craig, Tabitha Edwards. I live at 453 Cedar Grove Road in Johnson City. As Craig mentioned, we've been doing this since 2018, and we opened our first house in 2021. The cool thing that we want to do with this funding, if it's granted, is be able to support the men in our program who have kids. We've noticed that we have an increasing number of men coming out of jails, coming out of institutions that have kiddos, and they have been institutionalized most of their kids' lives. So we're trying to help them find a way to reconnect with those kids so that those men can restabilize their families. So it's really, really important that we increase the support we have for those men, especially here in Sullivan County. Thank you all for considering.
Thank you. Recognize Commissioner Crosslighted.
Do we have someone here from Bridge to Shore? There you are.
Hi, I'm Tia Hughes. I'm the director of Bridge to Shore. That was my mother-in-law that came and spoke with you all. So I created Bridge to Shore 2 years ago. We have 6 homes across Carter County. One of those homes being our newest Mommy and Me program, who houses 8 children as well with their mamas. I'm here today to request to be able to give this housing in Sullivan County. I grew up in Carter County, but now my daughter is growing up in Sullivan County, and I currently am housing women from the Sullivan County Jail, from 10 Rocks, from pretrial, and I'm having to move those women from Sullivan County into Carter County. And what I want to do is bring those women back home, right? Those women deserve to get better at home. So at Bridge to Shore, we're a 5-phase program. And so in that program, we're not only becoming stable in recovery, but we're also learning how to become stable within the community. And so that looks like we're getting jobs, we're getting our driver's license, we're getting back out in the community that we're from to rebuild it. And so that's what Bridge to Shore is, and I would love to be a part of Sullivan County. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Mr. Crossline.
Thank you all for coming. As you can see in this resolution, these are all nonprofits. The money would be distributed to Recovery Resources, 206,000. I think I'm reading this right. 167 to Bridge to Shore, and then $80,000 to Families Free. They're all established organizations, and we're hunting. Joe Carr is hunting really strong to find a house here in Sullivan County, but the money will stay here in Sullivan County. And I would love to have this on waiver of rules, please.
Sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 3. Any discussion on item number 3? Commissioner Crawford, then Commissioner Carr. Commissioner Crawford.
My question would be, how did we get the breakdown? Who determined which group got how much?
That's what they applied for.
That was by their application.
And they did that according to what personnel they had.
Okay.
Recognize Commissioner Carr.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Like George was saying, I have the pleasure and privilege of serving on the opioid committee with her. And I think that the work that we're doing on this committee is probably the most important work that we're doing in Sullivan County. We're helping people get their lives back. And I'm really excited about the work that we're doing, and I strongly encourage all of you to vote for this.
Anyone else seek recognition on item number 3? Sponsor, you renew your motion on item number 3 for immediate introduction of waiver of rules?
Yes, please.
Sponsor renews her motion. Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on it. Item 3, requiring 16 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk. Oh, excuse me.
I pressed that button too, so I lit up.
Do you wish to vote? Or?
Yes, I did.
So, yeah, you're on.
Okay, 23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 3 is adopted. I'm gonna take a moment. I was actually asked about this one time. Somebody asked me, I was chairing a work session one time, and it was during zoning, and so who are you telling how to vote? I'm not. I can't vote from up here. My voting button is over there, and I'm telling Archie and Hunter either vote yes, or vote no. And so I'm not telling anybody how to vote, I'm telling them how I want to vote over there at my desk. So I think most of y'all knew that, but I actually was asked about that a couple of months ago, and I actually just want to clear that up. Without objection, item number 1. Get it on the board. Recognize Commissioner Stitt on item number 1.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This resolution is to allow the Sullivan County purchasing agent to enter into a agreement with Accent Enterprises for tasers, holsters, and cartridges for the Sheriff's Department. There were some questions last month when this came up, and the auditors have cleared it, so we're good on that. I think we move forward.
You've heard the explanation on item number 1. Any discussion on item number 1 for sponsor? Any questions, comments? What's your desire on item number 1, sir?
Anyone that votes in the affirmative be added on as a co-sponsor.
You wish to run this on?
Yes. No, this is second reading, so we're ready to vote.
Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 1. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk?
23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 1 is approved. Without objection, recognize Commissioner Ward on item number 2.
Thank you, Chairman. Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you, sir.
This is a resolution to accept a donation of up to $20,000 from nonprofit organization, say for a Safe Haven Baby Box, for the installation and initial maintenance and monitoring of the baby box. It'll be installed at the Bloomingdale Volunteer Fire Department. We thought that was a great location, being on a main highway between Kingsport and Virginia, very visible location. It'll be a 5-year contract. All those fees are donated, but we amended it last month to ask for $5,000 to fix 2 things that need fixing at the fire department. One, the sign, so we can obviously advertise that baby box, and also to hook up the room where it's going to. For some reason, that room is not hooked up to the main generator, but it will be, and that's why the cost of $5,000, one-time fee, one-time cost. I'd like to recognize somebody. Stand up, sister. This is Jessica White. She raised all the money for the baby box. Thank you. Probably means more to her than it does me. So, man, I get excited about this one because I'm really looking forward to this getting installed. I think it's going to be a great thing for Sullivan County. And I'd ask that everybody that vote for it in affirmative be added as co-sponsor.
You've heard the explanation on item number 2. Any further discussion on item number 2? Any questions for the sponsor? Any further discussion? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 2. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk?
23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 2 is adopted. Without objection, we move into new business. We've done item 3. Recognize Commissioner King on item number 4. Commissioner King.
Thank you. This resolution is to authorize the county mayor to sign a contract with TDOT, and this is the, well, there is a name for this, but anyway, what they're wanting to do is place a large amount of signs along Main Street at Piney Flats, on Austin Springs Road, and also on Mountain View Road. There is a Norfolk Southern train track that comes adjacent to these roads, and several times a day or during the day, there's trains stop on this track and see it, and they're putting a lot of these signs up to notify people that there are trains there and the tracks are there, and trying to get people to slow down. Sometimes when a train is coming, they'll try to run across the track in front of them. So there's been some dangerous situations out there, and they've been trying to put enough signs up there to notify people that there is danger there. This is a one-time deal, but we'll have to, Sullivan County will have to maintain it in the future. Once they put the signs and stuff up, they will have to, we will have to maintain those signs and keep them in good order. So it's just a safety precaution, trying to get people to slow down and pay attention to what they're doing and not have a train run over them or let them hit think this is very important, especially the Piney Flats and the industrial park. This road goes into the industrial park, Tri-County Industrial Park, so I think it's, especially in the mornings and in the afternoons when people are trying to get to work and from work and back home, they kind of come through there at a greater speed than what they should have, so, I think this is a good thing. I appreciate everybody voting in the affirmative for it. Anybody that votes in the affirmative can be co-sponsor also. Well, I had it on work session, that'd be first reading, wouldn't it?
No, sir.
Tonight, waiver rules.
Sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 4. Recognize Commissioner Crawford for discussion on item number 4.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dwight, are any of these signs going to be electronic?
I don't think so.
And has our road commissioner worked with TDOT on this, all these preps?
Yes, yes. Talked to Jim Montgomery, he's been in charge of this, and, he's for it, and they'll be glad to get this stuff and going.
Commissioner Aker, then Commissioner Jones. Commissioner Aker.
Thank you, Dwight. I was, with all the trains through there, does Thomas the train come through there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a hat, Thomas the Train on.
Commissioner Jones.
Mr. King, the 48,600, that's from TDOT, not from Sullivan County, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a one-time deal. And then after that, we'll have to maintain the sign.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner King, you're recognized final word on the resolution. That clears the board.
All right. You got, yeah.
I'm gonna get through my first meeting without doing it. So
I immediate adoption.
Sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 4. When the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 4. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 4 is adopted without objection. Recognize Commissioner Crosswhite on item number 5.
Thank you, Chairman.
Co-sponsored by Commissioner Jones.
Thank you, Chairman. This is a jewel, I hope I'm saying it right, because I don't use a paper, but it's a settlement reimbursement from the Catch My Breath program for 24-25 budget. It'll be going through the Department of Education, and it's broke down on how it would be used, the expenditure, the rate, the salaries, Social Security, state retirement, employment, Medicare, and other supplies and material. This is going to help with our kids. I don't know if you realize or not, but I've learned 4th graders are vaping. So we've got to do everything we can to educate these children that this is dangerous. So I would like to have this on waiver rules, and anybody votes in favor of using this co-sponsors.
You've heard the explanation on item number 5. Does anyone seek recognition for discussion on item number 5? Seeing none, Commissioner Crosswhite, what was your desired action?
Waiver rules, please.
Commissioner Crosswhite moves immediate introduction of item number 5 on waiver of rules. Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 5. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 5 is adopted. Without objection, recognize Chairman Pro Tem Commissioner Vanover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I too like to congratulate you, and you're looking forward to working with you. You too. Item 6 is simply a resolution to recognize the fiscal year 25 public school security grants. You can see the amount there, $10,935.62. With all the issues going on today, we know how important school security is. Mr. Carter is here, I think, in the back if there's any questions, so I'd like to ask for waiver rules to immediately accept these grant funds.
Sponsor moves immediate introduction of item number 6 on waiver of rules. Or any discussion on item number 6? Anyone seek recognition on item number 6? Any questions? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 6. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 6 is adopted. Without objection, recognize Commissioner Vanover on item number 7.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 7 is a resolution to authorize personal property tax delinquent tax recovery program. We talked about this in work session last week. Maybe didn't explain it thoroughly enough, but there's 21 other counties doing this. Washington County has already recovered over $100,000 of personal property tax that was delinquent. Angela Taylor couldn't be here tonight. She had to stay with her mother, so I would encourage everyone to support this. It's money left on the table that we need very badly. So I'd like to ask for waiver rules for the immediate adoption of this resolution.
You've heard the explanation on item number 7. Is there any discussion? Anyone seek recognition on item number 7? Commissioner Vanover, what's your
waiver of rules, please?
Sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 7 without objection. When the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 7. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 7 is adopted. Without objection, I'm going to recognize Commissioner Vanover on item number 8 so I can moderate the board. If you don't mind, Commissioner Vanover, I want to recognize you as the co-sponsor in the place of sponsor on item number 8.
Be glad to. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We also discussed item 8 at the work session last week. It's to recognize the 25 innovative school model grants. If anyone doesn't understand what that is, Director Carter is here. He'd be glad to explain that. But it's just grant money to continue programs in our school system that's been done for many years. It's a very valuable program. Be it resolved that the Board of County Commissioners of Sullivan County assemble a regular session to authorize the Sullivan County Department of Education to recognize said grant funds in the general purpose school fund not to exceed the above amount, $3,333,201. The revenue expenditure account codes for the grants are as follows. I would ask to waive the rules and accept this grant money also.
Sponsor moves waiver rules for immediate introduction of item number 8. Recognize Commissioner Jones for discussion on item number 8.
Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
When this came before us last Thursday, it was for $1,599,000. It came before us, and at that time, and this was one of about 4 or 5 resolutions that came on the floor that I'm not even sure the school board had voted that night before it even came to us. And I guess my statement is, let's don't bring something on the floor until the organization itself has addressed it. But it increased from $1,599,000 to $3,333,000. I'm just wondering why that $1.5 million, how that happened, and maybe Mr. Carter would like to explain it. But
sure.
in about 3 hours' time between their meeting and what we saw, they increased it, so.
I'm sure it's an accounting situation, but Mr. Carter's here, and we're honored to have him here to explain it for us.
Welcome, Mr. Carter.
Thank you. And yes, it was just accounting. That's the total that's carrying over from 2023, 24. It was the Innovative School Model Grant where each high school got $1 million and middle schools got 500,000. This was just the carryover from last year. And I apologize that the numbers were incorrect, but that's what's being used for the the carpentry wing at Westridge, the health science wing at Sullivan East High School, and the 3 middle schools. Well, Sullivan East Middle is getting the expansion, and then Sullivan Central and Sullivan Heights are getting the STEM classrooms. So I apologize if those numbers were not correct on that first reading.
Commissioner Iverson.
Mr. Carter, I'm sorry. I just want to, if we can you confirm the number? Because I mean, Innovative School Model was $3.5 million total. And this is saying that we've only spent $167,000. Is that accurate?
That's correct. The majority of that money will be going out this year with capital outlay projects. The Westridge project should be finishing up anytime. So will the Sullivan East High School project. More or less all 5 projects will finish up this year, I believe, except for the Sullivan East Middle, which just got approved for the bid, so it's going to be carrying on over several months further.
Thank you.
Anyone else seek recognition on item number 8? Sponsor?
I'd like to ask to waive the rules for immediate adoption.
Co-sponsor moves waiver rules for immediate adoption of item number 8 without objection. Please cast your vote when the board opens on item number 8. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
23 yes, 1 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 8 is adopted. Recognize Commissioner Vanover on item number 9.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item number 9 is a resolution to record the Sullivan County Commission's support of county department heads and elected officials to consider 4-day work weeks or other options to allow flexible work schedules at their discretion under such circumstances to enhance public service and/or recruit, retain employees without any reduction in days, hours of access to services provided to the public. This is a resolution that was just simply meant to support department heads who wanted to use a more flexible schedule to try to do things to recruit or retain employees and to make Sullivan County a better workplace. As we all know, our employees in our county are our best assets. We want to take care of those employees. This did not get to go before the work session last week. This may be more complicated than I think it is, so I'd like to ask for first reading. We'll take this up again next month at our work session, and we may go forward with it if it seems to be a positive thing. If it doesn't, we'll pull it and move on to something else that may be a better option. So just ask for first reading, please.
Sponsor moves first reading. According to our rules of engagement, when sponsor moves first reading, we automatically go on to the next item. Do you still wish to ask questions on item number 9? I'll allow it. Commissioner Akers and Commissioner Slagle.
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, because this was brought in front of budget today, and being chairman of the budget committee, we voted to send an unfavorable recommendation, as the sponsor just kind of alluded to. This is probably one of those things that sounds like a really good idea in theory, but we are not the HR department for our county leaders and everything. There's 8 elected officials that can run the department the way the people have voted for them to do it. And there's nothing that says they can't do any of this now anyway. So I just think it's one of those things, as we discussed in budget today, wanted to send an unfavorable discussion.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Slagle, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and congratulations again.
You too. Thank you.
Yeah, the commission doesn't set the hours of any office. I mean, it's up to each elected official and appointed official. You know, the administrative elections is a state law that they have to run 5 days a week. Ms. Jenkins, you're gonna shut down your office on Fridays and not renew tax? Ms. Taylor, you're not gonna collect taxes on Fridays or Mondays? Or I don't see the need for this resolution. It feels like a paper tiger, like we're just putting on something to say we support something. Heck, I support the meteorologists, and they say it's gonna be 75 and sunny outside. So where do we draw the line? I just don't think this needs to be county business.
Can I respond?
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely, what your all's comments are perfect. Maybe the worst idea ever, to be honest. It just was meant to try to give support to department heads, support. Not trying to tell anyone what to do. I knew that might be a misconception on some people's parts, but just wanted to be used as a tool to recruit and retain if they so choose to do that. Like I said, not trying to tell anyone what to do, never would do that, don't have the authority. Thank you for your comments. I agree, could possibly be the worst resolution that I've ever written. So we'll take it up next month.
Had two more folks seeking recognition. Be ready, Commissioner Hanover, just in case. Commissioner Cross and Commissioner Hayes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would ask that you just, bad idea, good idea, but maybe look at the wording, because when it says department heads and elected officials to consider, I mean, I consider myself an elected official. Does that mean I could take a 4-day work week at my school job? So I would just look at the kind of clarification of the wording there to make sure we get that right, no matter good idea or bad idea.
Commissioner Hayes.
Like Zane said, this was not to recommend anything. This was actually a reaction to some departments being curious on whether they could. It was not us initiating it. It was a reaction to them wanting to pursue a 4-day work week. I'm just out of curiosity wondering if we would support it on behalf of them. That was the reason behind the resolution.
Thank you, Commissioner Hayes. Commissioner Vanover, I recognize you on the last word on the resolution.
Like I said, just trying to take a shot, trying to make things better. If it's going to make things worse, we'll withdraw it next month and move on and try to do something else. But I still like to ask for first reading so we can take it up next month.
Sponsor moves first reading of item number 9. And I'm going to recognize Chairman Pro Temp on item number 10, and Commissioner Jones, if you have any insight on this one as well, I'll recognize you. Recognize Commissioner Vanover on item number 10.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Number 10 is a resolution to approve the change for Sullivan County employees' share of the premium participation in the state.
you funded the county portion of this in the regular budget. And this is what the portion would be for the county employees. This is exactly what we did last year.
Okay, all right.
Commissioner Jones.
I would just echo Mr. Bailey. It's a process we do every year. This is one of the lowest that, in my years being on the commission, this is one of the lowest increases that I've ever seen. And, we have a good insurance plan for our employees. And, just move.
Sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 10 for immediate introduction without objection. When the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 10 requiring 16 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
22 yes, 2 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 10 is adopted. Recognize Commissioner Vanover on item number 11.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 11 is a resolution to apply for a Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation Recycling Equipment grant for the Sullivan County Solid Waste Department. This is a matching grant. You can see in the body now, therefore be it resolved that the Board of the County Commissioners of Sullivan County assembled a regular session approves the solid waste director to apply for the TDEC recycling grant for the purpose of improving the Sullivan County recycling program by purchasing a forklift, skid steer, and conveyor system at a total cost of up to $140,000. You can see the breakdown. It's a 60-40 split. $140,000 cost will be under the 60-40 funding agreement with the TDEC, providing up to $84,000. Sullivan County Solid Waste Department providing the other $56,000 from their budget. So this was gone through the Finance Committee. It was approved by the Finance Committee. 60-40 grant, 60% coming from the state of Tennessee, 40% coming from the Solid Waste Department's budget. So no new money. The 40% it is in the solid waste budget, ready to be used for those items. So we would request waiver of rules to immediately adopt.
Sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 11 for immediate introduction. Anyone seek recognition for discussion on item number 11? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
22 yes, 2 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 11 is adopted. Without objection, recognize Commissioner Cross on item number 12.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is the technology grant for the libraries. We've done this, I think, every year I've been on the library board. They match it within their own budget. We're just accepting this grant, so I seek waiver of rules on that tonight. Thank you.
Sponsor moves waiver of rules for immediate introduction on item number 12. Is there any discussion on item number 12? Anyone seek recognition? Without objection, the board opens. Please cast your vote on item number 12. Has every member voted? Any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
22 yes, 2 absent.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 12 is adopted. Without objection, to recognize Commissioner Stidham on item 13.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
This resolution is to authorize the county mayor to enter into a one-year agreement to retain an organization, to provide a daily presence in Nashville, to represent the best interests of Sullivan County as taxpayers, monitor day-to-day progress of potential state laws, provide reports to Sullivan County Commission. This is by no means our state legislators do a great job in representing us here in Sullivan County, but they also represent rural and urban areas. There are a lot of bills that come up that are in whispers currently that could affect Sullivan County in a negative way. Those of us that go down in February and sit through those bill reviews wonder why we're not hearing about it to this. This will give us eyes and ears down in Nashville to get it up front, something ahead of time before it hits paper. To allow us to communicate with our state legislators, let them know this is something that's not really good for us, even before it hits the bill. Now, we're asking for the mayor up to $45,000 contracted services. This is not new money. That money already exists in our county commission budget. So this wouldn't be anything new money, and we'll have you a lot of information to bring to you. We'll be sitting down to reorganize our groups here coming up, our executive committee and our other committees here soon. So by next month, we'll get some more information to you to bring to those committee meetings and the work session. And I'll remind you that we are already a member of TCCA, and we have dinner actually Tuesday night out at the Ag Center with Charlie Curtis, our representative from that, who represents all 95 counties. But Charlie will be the first one to tell you, you need extra ears down there to know what's going on that could potentially adversely affect us in the future. So let's put this on first reading.
The sponsor moves first reading on item number 13. And again, traditionally, we move on from there, but you still wish to entertain?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Glover. Recognize Commissioner Glover on item number 13.
Gary, this is about the third time this has come in here like this.
Second time.
The second time, okay. Well, the problem I've got with this, we've already got state representatives. And the county taxpayers are paying for the state representatives to do their job. We've got a job to do as county commissioners, is to keep up with what's going on too. That's what we get paid for. And $45,000 a year, services to be provided from the current county commission account, that is new money. We're spending it on $45,000 for basically an employee to represent Sullivan County and the state. I don't understand, our state representatives make themselves available on a call basis. And all we have to do is call any one of them, and they come in here, and they'll tell us what we need to know, they'll tell us what to look out for, and so forth. And to me, to do something like this, just like I said last time, is putting a vote of no confidence in our state representatives. And they do a good job. With, Timothy Hill, you got John Crawford, and you got Bud Halsey. They do a good job. And I just think this would be a waste of money for the Sullivan County taxpayers to invest $45,000 into something for somebody to be at the state to walk around and look at people. That's just my feeling on it. I think we need to invite our state representatives to come in here and talk to us about this to see if they would support something like this. Because what if they are working on something and then whoever we have hired to represent us is working on something and it contradicts between the two? Then we are in a bad situation. So like I said, I'd like to have more information on it. I'm out.
We plan on providing more information on that. We have reached out to all of our state legislators and our new Senate elect about this. We haven't heard back from two. One was in favor, said it was a good idea, that there are a lot of small things that come through that they can't always catch. And same thing with our new state senator elect, he had no problem with it either. But we can, we'll bring those in, we'll be following up with those guys, and we'll provide you more information, Mr. Love.
Recognize Commissioner Carr.
I think Hunter Locke had originally hit his button first. Do you want to go first?
Okay.
Who's in favor on the state level for a lobby?
We spoke with Bud just the day before yesterday. Bud's in favor of it. He thought it was a good idea. In fact, Bud said we probably should look at going with the other counties up here and doing a group, and I said, well, we're not gonna look at that. Sullivan County's gonna look at standing alone on this currently. We'll give it 1 year and see how it works. It may work for us, may not work for us, but we don't know till we give it a shot.
So if the state wanted us to pass a resolution on behalf of the county for the betterment of Sullivan County, would you listen to a state representative or a senator, or would you listen to a lobbyist come in that door right there?
And we listen to our state representative.
So I think that's what we need to, it's working right now, it's not broke, we don't need to fix anything. I think we need to follow through with what we have currently and keep it that way. I don't understand why Bud would be on board for it at all, and kind of find it hard to believe that he is on board for hiring a lobbyist to do the same job he's doing. And it's our job, like Glover said, for us to keep up with these bills that affect our counties that we represent. The people elect us for a reason, and that reason is this resolution right here. It's our job. So I'm out on it.
I'm going to recognize Commissioner Card, and I recognize the sponsor for final word on the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And again, congratulations. I neglected to say that earlier. So I just have 2 points on this. Number one, our state senators and our state representatives, they represent cities and counties. So if you have a bill that hypothetically it would be negative for the county but good for the city or vice versa, which way are they going to go with? Which way are they going to lean? That's why it's important to have someone who's representing exclusively us. And second of all, we can't always monitor everything that's happening in Nashville. My first year on the commission, we went down to the bill review day. There were only seven of us that went down. Of the 7, I was the only one that noticed that there was a bill that happened to impact the distance that a needle exchange could be from a school zone. If I hadn't noticed that, there would be a needle exchange in Lingard today. For those who don't know what a needle exchange is, they have drug addicts come in and they give them free drug needles. So because I noticed that, there's not one today. But that's why we need more eyes and ears down there all the time. We can't always see these things. So I'm completely in favor of it, and I hope y'all will be too.
Recognize Commissioner Crawford.
In reference to what Commissioner Joe said there, you were there. All of us could be there. We're all ears, and when the opportunity comes for us to go down, and I've been there about every time we've had opportunity, and there's more information coming out of there than we can possibly comprehend. How are we going to handle any more? We're there. We've got people in place that we are members of their association that feed us that information. And it's amazing at what they bring to us. And the resolutions, the bills that are presented to the House and to the Senate that we have available to us, our committees that we're members of are there doing the work that this bill is supposedly referencing someone else that we hired to do that. They're there doing that already and making that information available to us. I don't see that we need to spend more money or allocate money that we have to be used in more important areas than to have a lobbyist representing our county there.
That clears the board, and I'm going to exercise a point of order myself. Sponsor did move first reading, and I always want to encourage discussion, but when the sponsor moves first reading, protocol is to move on to the next item. I didn't want to stifle a healthy discussion, but moving forward, when a sponsor moves first reading, just know that I'm going to move on to the next item. I don't wish to cut off debate, but that's for the betterment of understanding the resolution as well. That clears the board of our regular calendar, but what I would like to do at this time, I would like to take a 10-minute recess for the purpose of passing out our committee assignments and allow everybody an opportunity to look at those before we take any action on anything. So would entertain a motion to recess for 10. Commissioner Locke moves 5-minute recess. Commissioner Jones, you wish to be recognized, sir?
Well, before we break, Commissioner Cowden said she would like to thank everyone that's called her and continue her prayer. She's been in a lot of pain. She went to the doctor today. I told her to ask for more pain medicine. But, you know, hopefully she'll be getting, going to therapy. She's had therapy at home. And I know several of you have called her and she appreciates those calls. So,
Thank you, Commissioner Jones. Commissioner Cross?
I apologize for holding up the recess, but there's a group of young people here that probably don't need to hear our committee assignments. They joined us tonight from Tennessee High, and I wanted to recognize them for joining us on the night before their 3-day weekend. They chose to come here, so I appreciate them doing that. And
thank y'all for coming. You sure? I mean, these committee assignments, it's exciting stuff. You sure you don't want to check it out? We will recess until 8:20.
okay, so
This guy over here is gonna crash out. The one that baked earlier, or that just baked, he's absolutely mad. He's mad. That's okay.
I told you it would probably be 2 hours.
That's okay.
Yeah. You see the way you love this stuff, or people just
What is it?
And I'm really sorry for
that's why I brought you on. I thought, well,
It was right.
and I think without most of you people back at the park. Y'all be careful. Thank y'all. I'm not feeling where we stand together. Just stand up.
How y'all doing? We'll look at the committee process has been.
Well, let me give you a couple of examples. If I don't know if you've read this. So if you just even start from access. So the way you access it is you access it by pressing this button. Unlike everything else that has an access, and so there's five things. So it just seems like it's very deceptive. Flip to areas where the column's going to print out. I just did this quick. If we get to areas where it talks about so there are some of us that have completed information with respect to the surveys that were sent out. And the data that was in here, I was talking about the I know, I had her hand right in there.
Okay, so right here, you can tell that this has been
it's all favorable. And she has evidence of photographic proof of comments that she put that here.
Also, if you go back here, we have copies of surveys, right? That's all. And then whenever you press 60, I don't know your access is or not, right? And then this one, there are 17. So if you go back over here and try to figure out what these last 6 on that survey, if you put a single what recreational area?
The point why she's leaving. There are things that are appear to be very important, and that's where there's consequences, because there are things that are written here that if you change a few words can mean something that's really not representative for a while.
Okay, so right here, what recreational area or services in the community would you like to see expanded or improved? There are 17 results, color coded up here, with only 11 items listed. So I go to the survey, 1, 2, 3 results. This is it. There's no choices. It is fill in the So we don't even know if you go over here to this, what is the biggest part of this graph?
I understand that, but I also don't want them to adopt it, because if they adopt it, then that's one step closer to allowing some word changes and amendments that we are not made aware of and don't have
The problem in her executive summary, she says it's not really if you go to objective 2, pretty much objective 2, number 2, is worded that it's the same government.
And that's the problem, right? Because the inconsistency, and so
she doesn't say something later, she finds it.
essentially, so and then the 120 acres that we live on, it could then be that we're told you can't have any sort of agriculture, you can't have cattle, you can't plant there's you can't use fertilizer, you can't subdivide it, you can't do anything. So there's 120 acres that becomes absolutely useless when you live on a plain.
It doesn't cover it all in her right?
No, it covers because of the way it's written with the tributaries and absolutely everything.
Okay, so it also says in here that yes.
Yes. So are you starting to understand?
And this is okay, I'm not that you task what's the
Your benefits, make sure the river doesn't get
And the water quality actually, if you're in the reports, is doing well. That's great.
curious what to do, and make sure I'm from the government and can help.
And that's why my request to you is don't allow them to adopt it. Put something in place so they cannot adopt it, because if they adopt it, then it's one step closer that we may not be aware that something is happening, and now that it's adopted, words can change and not look really good, somebody's not paying attention, and before you know it, you've lost massive amounts of control.
Definitely not.
But it's not.
So something isn't right, and I don't know. I mean, I could cite multiple instances of things if you wanted to stay here and go through, just even not being totally like, okay, one of the reasons that you initially asked for this was for campgrounds. But if we look here, it's a zero So, yeah, so this is, and then at the meeting yesterday, on Tuesday, Amber said, she said, oh, I made a couple of updates. And I said, were you going to lose this updates? And they told me, well, I have IT issues, we're not gonna, I just don't think that's excusable, which is why I asked for page numbers, I asked for, in any job, right, at a company, if I'm going in front of FDA, I have to defend what protocol version I'm giving to the FDA, whether I did and, summary of changes, and I think it's only reasonable to request that something like that happens for this, especially if it is going to get adopted. If you guys are not going to say it's done, I think that's only reasonable. I mean, we're not talking to be unreasonable. You don't want to be here. You guys have better things to do.
No. We were trying to
County Commission back in session. Quiet in the courtroom, please.
Everybody start making their way back to their seats. Recognize Commissioner Jones.
I'm going to move that we postpone the vote on the committees until October meeting. We elected our chairman and pro tem, and there's several discussions that people wanted to maybe make some changes in the committees and didn't have an opportunity to talk to the mayor. So that's my motion, that we just postpone it till next month. Thank you.
That's a proper motion. Is there a second? Proper motion by Commissioner Locke, Stidham, and Slagle. Any discussion on the motion to defer till next month? Without objection, we'll have to do a roll call vote. But we don't have all those in favor of deferring the committee assignments to the October meeting signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. That takes us to the final end of our agenda. We have anyone seek recognition for announcements. Commissioner Stidham.
Yes, I'd like to remind everyone, we've got our TCCA dinner coming up Tuesday night out at the Ag Center. Hopefully we get to see you and your spouses there, your significant other. We'll have a great time, I'm sure. It looks like it probably should be a very crowded room. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else seeking recognition?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor of adjournment, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, stand adjourned.
It is on there. It's blank.
I still work.